we can actually have team members that are not humans, and they're actually AI agents that code for us. And that experience has led us to understand the capability and the potential of how that would work for all tasks. Every business, like invoice processing, customer service, marketing even, they can all benefit from having autonomous agents.
Live here at Accelerate in New York City, and I got an OG, a friend that I've known for a couple years, building on Solana, and you're a little cold. I know that you're coming from somewhere completely warm, and you're in the shock that I'm in, man. As a Florida man,
It's pretty cold.
T-shirts and shorts is my life. We're over here wearing the merch. Solana needs to do better with better sweaters. Give me more sweaters. Just kidding. Look, Albert, give us a 30-second intro. Who are you, and what are you building nowadays?
All right, 30 seconds. My name is Albert. I'm one of the co-founders for Elite Agents. Previously, in 2021, our team had been working on a project called Genopets, one of the first gaming projects on Solana. We pivoted into the agentic space in December, and we've been building ever since.
Dude, and you guys killed it with Genopets. So I'm really excited that you guys have now another component, right? It's really cool to hear, because I think, look, the evolution, the progression that Solana has had has allowed for those that have been building on Solana to understand what's next and what's needed in order to keep this timeline going. What was the inspiration or the idea to get Elite Agents going?
Yeah, so we had been experimenting with the AI space last year with Genopets. We launched a few features that were AI related. So we had a feature that we released in the summer called Eat to Earn, and people would take a picture of their food and it will tell them how many calories it is. And that was like our way of doing, data collection and data labeling for AI. And then in the fall, we launched something called Adventure Mode, also called Age of Discovery, where people can walk around different cities, take pictures, and we'll collect the geolocation, geospatial data of that photo. That all went pretty well, but what our goal was to generate extrinsic income for games, because that was really lacking in the gaming space and Web3. And then the agent meta came along in the wintertime. And that's when we started looking seriously into it and realized there's a generalized way of making AI agents much more powerful, and that is with AI plugins. And that's when we got into full speed into Elite Agents.
Yeah, man. I think, like, break it down to me like a 5-year-old,
Yeah.
or you're at dinner with grandma. What are you telling grandma Elite Agents is? What's the best way to correlate why Elite Agents is very much needed right now for where we are in the space?
Sure. So I would start by saying AI is taking over the world, and there's a future where AI agents, which are entities that are autonomous, can do things for you the same way a human assistant can. But it has some limitations right now, which is it can only do text in, text out, right? And because it can only do text in, text out, you have to imbue it with additional abilities and capabilities that we call AI plugins. And these plugins can be as simple as help you read your email, write emails for you, help you book a flight, help you trade on chain, help you manage your portfolio, anything under the sun. And these are collectively called AI tools.
I need that trading one, man.
You need a trading one?
I have a bad habit of taking screenshots of like my profits, but never taking profits.
I have the same problem. That's why I stopped taking screenshots, but the same problem.
I always say if I'm posting this, I should be taking profits.
Yeah.
Maybe I need this AI agent.
Yes, exactly.
But sorry, keep going.
Yeah, so with the AI agents, it became very obvious AI tools were the next phase of this whole AI journey. And there's a big issue with the supply side, because in order to create these tools, you require a lot of technical skills. And people who can build these won't share them freely, right? So there's a whole supply issue. And there's been a concept of AI tool marketplace, but it hasn't really come into fruition because there's no good way of monetizing them. So in today's world, in Web3 in 2025, I personally believe Solana is the perfect fit for agentic marketplace. So we've been working heavily on this, and I actually just announced it in the conference 2 days ago, the developer conference called Scale or Die, that we are creating an implementation, a reference implementation for the X402 protocol launched by Coinbase, and that's the protocol for how agents can pay for tools or pay for any kind of API access on chain.
Yeah, that's just like a massive feature that is very much not well understood, because I don't think people understand the way that it needs to be paid and how simple it needs to be paid and why it exists. Maybe break it down of like, hey man, it's just a website, and that website of being able to now also read, write, and pay is all gonna be kind of like this all-in-one feature almost.
Yeah.
That's something I think, like, go deep dive into it for us. Like, why, like, people should be paying attention right now to it, and what's the biggest benefit for any business, for anybody that's building, even anybody that's like as a product that they're selling. This is why it matters.
Yeah, so I'll take one step back and explain what we're seeing from like a developer standpoint with AI. AI has developed to a point where we can actually have team members that are not humans, and they're actually AI agents that code for us. We assign tasks to them, they write code, they submit a pull request, they submit the code for us to review, and that experience has led us to understand the capability and the potential of how that would work for all tasks, right? I think AI started out with coding because it was the easiest to monetize. Developers always, developers get paid so much. So anything, if you can help them do their work, they'll pay, right? So we actually pay for AI tools ourselves. And what we're seeing here is that every business, like invoice processing, customer service, marketing even, they can all benefit from having autonomous agents helping them. And in today's world, there are multiple companies. There are many companies that help that customize a custom-made solution for businesses. But we think it can be better. That's why we call ourselves the Shopify for AI agents. Because prior to Shopify, if you wanted to create an e-commerce website, you had to hire developers, you had to hire a dev shop or a marketing company, and they will create it for you. When Shopify came out, business people, business owners, product people, anyone with ideas can literally do a couple of clicks and create an e-commerce website where they can sell their goods. We think with elite agents, we can do that for agentic workflows. So any businesses that want to create autonomous agents to help their business with customer service, marketing, coding even, they can just come on our website, do a couple clicks, and there you go.
Albert, can you stop mentioning marketing? I don't want to get stuck without a job, and I don't want to go to McDonald's yet.
I feel like you're such an amazing marketer. AI agents will never replace you. It'll make you better.
Yeah. Look, I think been very much deep diving it. Been really excited about where AI is going. Mm-hmm. There's a huge future there. There's a lot of great things that could come from it, and it's just taking time, right?
Yep.
I think the last 6 months, what's been the greatest features right now from elite agents that you guys want to share? What's been those like milestones that you guys been able to achieve? Because what does the next 6 months look like for you guys? And what are you guys looking to ship in the next 6 months?
Awesome. Yeah. So about a month ago, we officially shipped our beta. So it's at eliteagents.ai. Anybody can go and play with it. It's all one word, no dash, no commas. What you can do today is that you can play with all the tools that people have uploaded. They're either from our community, we built some ourselves, some other developers have built it. You can try it. They can help you trade on Jupiter. They can help you look up the trading tokens. It's pretty exciting, and right now it's all free because we're in beta. So in the next 6 months, we are really diving deep on monetization and tokenization of these AI tools. So be on the lookout for when we start token gating these AI tools and allow creators to earn income by creating AI tools. And then afterwards, going from there, we're gonna go Web3 native 2, and we're targeting how we can tokenize these MCP tools as well, so people can do capital formation on our platform.
Yeah, I think that's like, first of all, you hit creator economies, which I think we're broken, and I think like if there's ways to fix it through AI agents, I think that's just a massive, massive breakthrough. And then again, the Web 2 side of it, man, the Web 2 side of it, I see all over right now, AI being really taken over. I see Adobe, I see Microsoft, I see everybody. They're all racing in. We're all in that race right now, I think, to it. What do you think is our advantage coming from the Web3 side of it? Why we have a larger advantage than the Web2 side of it? Do you think it's like an education that we know more? Do you think it's like the financial rails that we are establishing are going to propel projects and builders and everybody else that's building because of Web3?
Yeah, so for AI in particular, I think there's two things. For us as Web3 natives, what we're really, really good at in the past few years is bootstrapping a community. And when I say community, I mean people who are interested in incentives, okay? And some sectors might make that sound like it's a bad thing, but for me, it's really, really good. It's super efficient. If you have token incentives for contributing plugins and code to something, to a community, then it bootstraps it really quickly. So capital formation and also just like programmable incentives, I think is a huge, huge advantage for us in Web3. Number two is just, I think you mentioned it earlier, which is it the payment rails? And I think absolutely it's the payment rails, especially for AI native, because AI does not need to touch a bank. So you don't need all of that complexity on top of it. It just needs to go value in, value out.
Yeah.
So the internet of value is Web3, and it's perfect for agentic payments of plugins or any kind of agentic workflow.
Yeah, and I think like I'll take a step forward, right? Because like I come from a Web2 space and financial institutions and everything. For them to get to where we are, there's so much legal hurdle for them. There's so many more hurdles for them in the sense of like checks and balances that I think that we have that advantage since we don't have that allow us to get the product out faster and then be able to say, okay, like, hey, what do we need to work on it to make it like Web2 ready? Whereas they kind of have to be in that R&D department a little bit further than us because there is none that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what happens when you've been at the bleeding edge for 6 years. We're always so early, right?
Always. Hey, and I think it's safe to say being early, has paid us off, but even being early now, I think being able to see products, being able to see how this kind of all shifts in, being able to see just finally like no more painting dreams, no more saying, yeah, this is what it could possibly do. Let me show you. And that's just such a powerful thing. I think that's why there are so many products here at Accelerate that are just mind-blowing, from, Kudus Ring to the, Jupiter Exchange and everything they're offering to, every other project that's here, really showcasing some of their products. Accelerate, New York City, we're here. What's the one thing on your calendar this week that you're excited about?
Man, I'm excited to eat at Peter Luger.
When are you going?
Saturday.
Or do you have a +1?
Yeah.
Chat.
Maybe, yeah.
Chat. If he doesn't invite me, this video will never go live. So if this video goes live, that means he invited me.
Amazing.
Steak for 2 or steak for 3?
Let's do 3.
Dude. Hey man, you took profits, I didn't, so love it. Peter Luger's is a staple here. When I worked down here in the city, it used to be one of the places I used to love.
No way.
Love that they are cash only still.
Yeah.
And I always say, what if they took crypto? Imagine that, like cash and crypto, yeah. Peter Luger. Look, man, I think like New York City has become, we've been, here in Solana, I've been talking about internet capital markets pretty strong. New York City is a hub. New York City is part of the Gold Coast here in America, is what we call it in the finance world. What are you seeing New York City? Where are you seeing a Solana? Where do you see the next movement? Do you see the meta here? Is it going to be captured here where we really get the next leg of finance?
I think so. I think New York is basically the center of crypto, at least in the US right now. I think the administration being pro-crypto, finally for once, has been helpful for bring back a lot of the builders. I've been here for 1 week. It's electric. The vibes. And I was at the developer conference 2 days ago, and I've never seen so many developers, and I've never been so excited about all these talks, because it's all about deep dives on tech, about how we're gonna change finance, right? And it's a breath of fresh air, I'll tell you that. And yeah, I'm excited for what's to come for New York City.
Yeah, man. 6 months from now, Abu Dhabi. Great point.
I might go. I'm still figuring it out. It's a little far.
Hey, man, you can't miss it.
Yeah,
you missed awesome. Singapore, right?
No, I was in Singapore
Oh,
last year.
so you
Singapore
haven't
is
missed
awesome.
it. And you were at Portugal, Lisbon a couple
Yeah,
years.
I've been every year. I didn't go to the one in Amsterdam, but
Okay.
I went
So
every
you
year.
can't
out
miss Abu Dhabi.
there.
Just tell your partner. Tell him to stay home.
Yeah.
You know, I know he's not out here today, so
Yeah.
Jay, if you're watching this, you might have to stay back.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
look, man, lots of things are happening within Solana, Abu Dhabi in 6 months. What are you most excited about in 6 months within the ecosystem? Is there a project, product, feature, something that's being developed on Solana that you're seeing come to light that you're really excited that, hey, maybe one day we'd love to partner with as well, maybe?
Yeah, so I'll jump away from what we're working on and talk about what I'm personally excited about. I'm really excited about RWA. And I think we're still in the first or second inning of RWA because we're just seeing treasury. But I think tokenized equities is going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I think, a lot tokenized private equity even. It's really what we need to become the decentralized NASDAQ, right? I think this whole internet capital markets narrative is really hitting home. And also in New York, that's why New York is so good for it, because people here inherently understand finance, whereas in Silicon Valley, maybe a little less. So crypto can't be, Web3 crypto, whatever you call it, it can never get away from finance. It's the next step in hyper financialization. So so I'm really excited to see anything finance related.
Yeah. As a finance junkie and I've spent my career in that, I'm really been excited. 2013 when I was working in finance, we used to always call fake internet money Bitcoin, right? And we used to always say that on the floor and all that stuff. And now here we are. It's like every bank has crypto. Every bank has a crypto desk. And even us now, right? Like the mayor in New York just had a crypto committee gala event 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Like 5 years ago, you tell me that we would have been like, China's banning Bitcoin again. New York's gonna ban it. So
it's been one hell of a ride.
It's been the ride. It's getting really exciting. That whole early narrative is starting to really be able to set in to say, this is why we were early. Being able to tell really more people about what crypto and what blockchain can do. And maybe hopefully even remove the stigma that exists.
Yeah.
What do you think is that stigma, or what do you think is that going to be that next horse that leads us to get rid of that wall that people have about crypto?
I think more. I think that the problem with a lot of asset issuance in the crypto space is what leads to that. So there's a lot of so-called vaporware token launches. I actually just think it's because it's an unsolved problem of value accrual to tokens, and a lot of that was because of security laws. So I think once that lightens up, and then we figure out as a community, as an industry, how token value accrual can happen, and real launches, real projects, real companies with cash flow and extrinsic income have tokens and can launch tokens. I think that's the next hurdle.
Elite agents?
That's what we're working on.
Might be the way to get us to the next phase, man. We might have to task them out with some of these things and start saying, hey, what do we have to, where do we start? What are the issues and how do we market it?
Yep.
I think it's been awesome, Albert. Look, give me the plugs. What are the websites? What are the links? How do I get access to the beta? What should we do? Creators, how do we get creators onboarded? How do they get involved?
Awesome. Yeah, so mentioned earlier, eliteagents.ai, that's our domain. It's fully open. It's you can log in with your Google account, or you can log in with your Solana wallet. Play with it. You can create. We have three different ways of creating AI agent abilities. Some require more technical knowledge, some require less, but they all require some level of technical knowledge. Creators can start learning. It's the age of AI, so you can probably get an AI to help you create one, right? And we're also working on that feature as well. But play with it. We also have a point system on it, so the more abilities you contribute, the more points you get.
What's the hardest thing as an entrepreneur building elite agents? What's one of those things that you've guys have got stuck in a hurdle and been like, man, and then all of a sudden solved and the aha moment just came through?
Well, I think for us, it's how you're building a plane while it's flying, especially in a fast-moving industry where the standards have not been established yet. So 6 months ago, in December, MCP, Model Context Protocol. That's a new protocol by Anthropic that didn't exist yet. So there were all kinds of standards. So for us, deciding on which standard to build on was really difficult, because if you're locked into one standard or one vendor, if that's not the winner, then you're kind of screwed, right? So we call that the Blu-ray. The DVD. Blu-ray, DVD, HD DVD situation. Luckily, Anthropic came out with MCP, and now it's adopted by Google. It's adopted by OpenAI. Now that's the standard. That's our Blu-ray. So we're moving full speed ahead.
Well, I'm just glad that the plane you guys were flying got landed correctly on the runway.
We don't know yet. We're still.
I mean, I think it's safe to say with the beta out, that means the plane landed. Now it's just wondering.
Yeah, we're refueling, and we're gonna fly again.
We're gonna get again.
Yeah.
Albert, man, it's been awesome to talk to you. We're gonna have to run this back in Abu Dhabi.
All right, for sure.
You definitely
if I don't go, we'll send somebody over.
We're gonna have to FaceTime you and
right,
get you
sure.
alive. But we gotta follow elite agents. We gotta get involved. Beta's out. Creators as well. Anybody that's listening, is there anybody you want to shout the message to that you would say that they still need to, why they need to like send you a DM right now? Is it a B2B that you think that this would particular niche would help them tremendously right now?
Not off the top of my head,
All right.
unfortunately.
There we go. We got it. Another show here from New York City. Solana, accelerate. Make sure you go accelerate.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Albert. Thank you. Thanks, brother.
Oh, thank you.
That was awesome. Yeah.